Game is over.
Yeah.
The Jets get blown out.
It's a final.
Jets.
The score looks a lot closer than it was. San Francisco 32-19.
It's still covered.
Yeah, it's
Minus 4.5.
Sure.
Or if you bet it
Sure.
today, I mean, look, you probably got suckered in because McCaffrey was only worth a point or a point and a half.
Yeah. And look, and we're going to get to a big controversy coming up in about 20 minutes as to whether or not the Christian McCaffrey situation was on the up and up. And boy, do we have the soundbite from Jordan Mason to take us there. So before we get to the Niners, let's talk about the Jets, okay? Where am I now after seeing this at the point 10 minutes before the game? I couldn't keep a thought in my head. I'm yelling, let's effing go! Let's go! I'm so excited.
I think Tom Brady trademarked that, so I think you owe him $7.
And after this is gone, and we watch the Niners win in a dominant fashion, they ran the ball all over the Jets. They threw the ball when they wanted to. I don't think Brock Purdy had to make any throws in tough, tight windows. Receivers were open. The Jets' defense stiffened, and they forced the Niners to kick 6 field goals, or this would have been really out of hand. But I'm okay. And not just because the Mets won and the Braves lost. I mean, I am okay because of that.
Well, I mean, that does help your to at least bring you back to even.
Yeah, Mets won,
and
Braves
then you'll
lost.
get some chocolate.
Mets
and
won,
it'll push
Braves
you
lost.
over. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Chocolate. But there's 3 things that I sit back and go, okay, you know what? It's fine. It's not doom and gloom. It's not the end of the world. Did I want to win tonight? Yes. But here's 3 things, and this is universal about the Jets. Week 1, playing at San Francisco, who's supposed to win this game? 49ers, right? 49. They've been in the Super Bowl last year. They're loaded, most talented roster in the game. Yes, they did not have Christian McCaffrey for the beginning of the game, but this is still a game the 49ers were supposed to win.
But the overarching media story was that it was too noisy this offseason for the 49ers. It was too noisy, so they were not going to be prepared. And together, I mean, Peyton Manning lost his mind when Ayuk dropped that would-be touchdown on the Manning cast, which is making the rounds virally, saying, hey, if you were in camp and you had some time together, you would have caught that pass. He looked like he wanted to throw a football through a window.
Now I'll throw a football over that mountain. Now that's a different conversation, which we'll have.
But it was supposed to be too noisy. A great opportunity for the Jets.
This is still a team that is coming off a Super Bowl again, 3rd year in a row with probably the most talented roster in the NFL. They're supposed to win this game at home, Monday Night Football, Week 1. So in the end, the Jets winning this game, if the Jets had opened up on the road Monday Night Football against the Titans and looked like this, they have the Titans next week, I'd be concerned. They looked like this against the Panthers Week 1, I'd be really concerned. Okay?
Yeah, no, you want to talk about optimism and excitement
going
and
away
exuberance.
In 1 week. 1 week, gone.
I mean, that's gone. Leo DiCaprio flamethrower to a car.
That's gone.
I mean, good God.
But look, Week 1, they're supposed to lose to the Niners. Niners are supposed to win this game, and they did. This is an eye-opening game for a defense that talked all kinds of trash in the offseason. The Jets always want to win the offseason. All we've heard from the Jets, how great this defense is, and it is a great defense.
You know what would have been better? If that guy Reddick was around. I don't mean Vin Diesel.
And maybe, and DJ, the Chronicles of Reddick, Willie Shaw. I mean, maybe the Jets now find some extra cash to give to Simon.
I was going to say, there's going to be a little restructuring of dollars, I think.
But the thing is, looking at, was getting to the quarterback the problem tonight? No, wasn't a problem tonight.
It was toughness in the defensive interior and getting run over.
This is not how the Jets play defensively. This is not a team that gets running lanes opened up on them regularly like they did tonight with Jordan Mason running the football. Jordan Mason had a big night. Anybody would have run through those holes. He had his choice of lane. Do I want to go lane 1? It's like me at the supermarket. Well, lane 1 looks like it's open. I could get out. Lane 2 has someone behind. Lane 3 is open. Lane 4 is open. So
single guy, 4 items, no chit chat. I mean, get back there.
They were just blowing the Jets off the line. Michael Clemens had a horrendous game. They aimed so much of their running game at him. When they threw the football, guys were open. Right? There was no tight coverage. There was no Brock Purdy had to get the ball in on this. There were players who were just, how is no one covering George Kittle? Right? How is Debo that way? How is Jennings open by 5 yards? Right? And there was weird things happening. Sauce Gardner was out for a big series for some reason. We don't know why. This is an attention-grabbing moment for the Jets where, okay, you know what? maybe we're believing our hype a little bit too much, and look at what happened to us against a good team.
Well, sometimes you need to get punched in the mouth, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and there's no better team to do it than one that loves to run, right? We've got very few of those in the National Football League. Looks like all our presupposition and theory testing of the Harbaugh-led Chargers. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to punch you in the mouth and run the ball. Okay, fine. Baltimore, to a degree, still going to do that, in theory, more with Derrick Henry. But there's very few teams. In this case, you knew what the 49ers were going to bring at you, and it didn't matter.
No, this gets your attention. Okay, we were not ready for this game. We're not ready for what they had. We did a little too much talking. So I firmly believe this is one of those, hey, you're going to see a different Jets defense next week and the week after.
Well, but
right?
You're also playing a team that was the co-favorite for the Super Bowl.
Again, you're playing the 49ers at home on a Monday night. They're supposed to win the game.
I mean, it was, again, only a field goal spread, only 4.5 all off season. So, the expectation was that the Jets were going to come in and give a better effort. Like, that's the thing I'd be concerned about, just the fact that you got run off the board. But again, you're playing a great team. Now it's Tennessee, followed by New England, 1-0 New England, and then you've got Denver. In theory,
that should
you've
be
got a 3-game winning streak.
It should be. But again, Robert Saleh.
And then you'll face Sam Darnold in week 5.
And the third part of it is this. Not that he made it past snap 5, the snap 4 disaster, which was an Allen Lazard drop. But Aaron Rodgers, as the game went on, you could tell looked a little more comfortable. I saw his body language at the end of the game. After the game was over, he was laughing in midfield. I'm sure for him, all the tough talking that he did, making it through this game, still showing he could throw the football because he led a couple of nice drives, didn't look like Aaron Rodgers was suddenly as washed, did make some big throws, was able to get the ball to Garrett Wilson a few times. So this was a big positive for him in that, okay, I feel good going forward that, hey, he got the first game under him. He walked off the field. It was the Niners who have a hellacious defense. He only got sacked once.
Right.
He still showed some escapability, getting outside the pocket, being able to throw the ball away. You know, a lot of that is in your mind till you play your first game. And so from that perspective, and the Jets did move the ball a little bit, I feel good about that. Now, the bad stuff is I don't feel they were ready for week 1, but this happened, and going forward, are all of these things either correctable or something that you were building off of? And the check mark goes to all of those, right? Away from week 1 against the Niners. Okay, great. Right now, you expect the Niners to be better than the Jets. Got it. Will the defense play better now that, yes, check, got it. Is Aaron Rodgers better place for him mentally, going through a game, playing with his teammates? Remember, sitting out all preseason, not playing in any game situations. Yes, he played in the joint practices, but it's a different thing to tee it up for real, especially when you know he had everything going into last year and then 4 snaps and he's done. So there's that mental hurdle for him as well, and I think you're going to see him starting to play more Aaron Rodgers type football than we expected. So I feel good all the way through. Okay, they lost. I'm mad while it's going on. I'm mad seeing lanes getting blown wide open in the Jets. I'm like, what are they doing? What is happening? Ulbrich, what are you calling defensively? But then the game ends, and I realize, okay, in the end, it would have been a bonus to win. This is stuff that's correctable. Aaron Rodgers looks good. I didn't feel like, boy, no arm strength or he's shying away from balls. No, he made some good throws. He looked like he could throw the ball deep. The touchdown pass to Lazard where you could tell I got a free play with a jumping off sides. I know I might get hit, but I'm delivering that football, and we scored a touchdown. I feel fine about the Jets going forward. Now, if they don't get out of this next couple of weeks, 3-1, that's a different story.
Oh, no.
Because this is the easy part of the schedule.
Yeah, for this week, you take what it is, and we look at the slate all across the board. I mean, highs and lows and everybody losing their minds. I did myself a favor, and I dialed up the hometown radio station for a bit and sampled some Bears talk coming out of the win over Tennessee, and you would have thought they lost 48-0. Listening to callers and to some of their hosts all night. It's like, you got a W. Right, you can only get better. Now, Rome Odunze being out for indefinitely with a knee injury after hopping off the field, not something you want to see in your breakdown. But the reality is, everybody's got vast room for improvement. Like, this is not the high watermark for anybody in the national. And if it is, you got problems, right? Like, in terms of health, we're going to have to watch because you had a lot of big injuries here, how quickly guys can get back on the field. And if they do, we're talking percentages and trying to force yourself back into action because you consider yourself a contender, etc. But for the Jets in week 1, I'd be moderately concerned that you got run over. But Trent Williams was there, playing a lot of snaps, and you expected them to be able to run the ball.
If this happened in week 15, I would be concerned that, wow, we're not playing our best football against a really good team.
As you're coming down the stretch.
This is where it's supposed to be.
But that's it. It's like the learning curve and getting acclimated once again to the field. I think Alan Lazard is a guy fantasy owners are going to have to decide how much of their fab budget they're putting there because he's your number 2, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Mike Williams could be on the field. He may be running sprints. Aaron Rodgers likes throwing the ball to Alan Lazard. And that was the thing to me, that the fact that he had the arm action to get it out to the edges, right? That there was no question about that at all. And that free play, I still wonder why that wasn't whistled dead based on where the defensive end was in the defensive backfield. Because I think it was Floyd that was looking to come get him again.
Yeah.
So you got that for you, too. But the linebacker just freezes and lets Lazard run past him. It all counts just the same. It's a touchdown, 32-19. The 43 over-under gets bypassed as we got into the fourth.